Welcome back to English Flow, the podcast that transforms your English from confused to confident. I'm your host, and I am absolutely thrilled you've decided to join me today for what I promise will be one of our most practical episodes yet. Today we're diving deep into something every single English learner faces: shopping in English. And I don't just mean memorizing a few phrases. We're going to build your shopping confidence from the ground up so you never feel lost in a store again. But first, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine this. You're in a foreign country, maybe studying abroad, maybe visiting, maybe you've just moved there. You walk into a clothing store because you desperately need a warm jacket. The salesperson approaches you with a friendly smile and asks, "Can I help you find anything today?" And suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. Your heart starts racing. You know the words in your head, but somehow they just won't come out of your mouth. You mumble something like, "just looking," and spend the next 20 minutes wandering around, pretending to browse while feeling increasingly frustrated and embarrassed. Sound familiar? If you've nodded your head, you're definitely not alone. This exact scenario happens to millions of English learners every single day around the world. The good news? By the end of today's episode, you'll have the tools, phrases, and most importantly, the confidence to handle any shopping situation like a native speaker. Let me tell you something fascinating about shopping and language learning. Shopping isn't just about buying things. It's actually one of the most complete language experiences you can have. Think about it. You're using vocabulary from multiple categories. You're having spontaneous conversations. You're dealing with numbers and money. You're making decisions, sometimes you're solving problems. And you're doing all of this in a real-world, high-pressure situation. When you master shopping English, you're not just learning to buy things. You're building essential life skills that transfer to job interviews, social situations, academic discussions, and so much more. The confidence you build asking, "Do you have this in a different size?" directly translates to the confidence you need to ask, "Could you explain that concept again?" in a business meeting. I've taught thousands of students over the years, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, students who actively practice shopping scenarios see dramatic improvements in their overall English fluency. Why? Because shopping combines all 4 language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing in authentic, meaningful ways. Before we dive into the practical phrases, let's talk about the psychology behind shopping anxiety. Many English learners tell me they feel fine practicing at home, but the moment they step into a real store, they freeze up. This isn't a language problem. It's a confidence problem. Here's what's really happening in your brain. When you're in an unfamiliar environment, speaking a second language, your brain's fear center activates. It's trying to protect you from embarrassment, from making mistakes, from standing out. But here's the secret. Every native speaker has been in situations where they didn't know what to say. The difference is they've learned to push through that moment of uncertainty. The key to overcoming shopping anxiety isn't perfect English. It's developing what I call comfortable imperfection. This means being okay with making small mistakes because, your message will still get across. Native speakers do this all the time. They say, they forget words, they rephrase things. And guess what? Communication still happens perfectly. Let's start building your shopping vocabulary systematically. I'm going to organize this into categories that mirror how you actually think when you shop. Don't worry about memorizing everything at once. We'll practice these in context throughout the episode. First, you need to be able to find things and get around. These are your essential location phrases. Where is the fitting room? Where can I find the electronics section? Which floor is menswear on? Is there an elevator around here? Where do you keep the sale items? Notice how these all start with question words. Where, which, is there. These question starters are your best friends when you're trying to navigate any store. Next, you need to be comfortable asking for assistance. Here's a crucial tip. Most native speakers are actually happy to help, especially if you ask politely. These phrases work in any situation. Excuse me, could you help me find something? I'm having trouble locating. Do you work here? Always good to check first. I'm looking for, but I can't seem to find it. Would you mind showing me where? This is where many learners struggle. You know what you want, but explaining it in English feels impossible. Here are some foolproof strategies. Instead of trying to remember the exact word, describe the function. I need something to keep my coffee hot. Thermos. I'm looking for something to listen to music. Headphones. Use comparisons. I want something similar to this, but cheaper. Do you have anything like this in a different color? Be honest about uncertainty. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's for... Most salespeople are experts at figuring out what you mean. Getting the right size is crucial, and different countries use different sizing systems. Here's how to navigate this. What size is this in American European sizing? Do you have this in a larger, smaller size? Could I get the measurements for this? Is this available in petite, tall, plus sizes? What's your return policy if the size doesn't fit? Finally, you need to handle the financial aspects smoothly. How much does this cost? Is this the final price or are there additional fees? Do you accept credit cards, cash, mobile payments? Can I get a receipt, please? Is there a warranty on this item? Now let's put this vocabulary into action with some realistic scenarios. I want you to imagine yourself in each situation. Don't just listen passively. Actively think about how you would respond. You're in a department store looking for a formal shirt for a job interview. You find one you like, but you're not sure about the size, and you want to see if they have it in different colors. You approach a salesperson. Excuse me, could you help me with something? Of course. What can I help you find? I'm interested in this shirt, but I'm not sure about the size. I usually wear a medium in my country, but I know sizing can be different here. Absolutely. Our mediums tend to run a bit large. What's this for? It's for a job interview, so I want to make sure it looks professional. Perfect. Let me grab a few sizes for you to try, and I can show you some other options in different colors, too. Notice how this conversation flows naturally. You're not just asking for a size. You're explaining the context, which helps the salesperson give you better advice. You're in a large supermarket trying to find ingredients for a recipe. The store layout is confusing, and you can't locate several items. You find an employee. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having trouble finding a few things. No problem at all. What are you looking for? I need coconut milk, but not the kind in the refrigerated section. The canned kind for cooking. Ah, you'll find that in aisle 7 with the international foods. What else? Fresh ginger root and rice vinegar. Ginger is in the produce section near the garlic, and rice vinegar is in aisle 3 with the other vinegars and cooking oils. Thank you so much. You've saved me 20 minutes of wandering around. This scenario teaches you how to be specific about what you need. Coconut milk for cooking is much clearer than just coconut milk. Scenario 3, electronics store. Technical questions. You need a new laptop, but you're not sure about the technical specifications. This is a common scenario where you need to ask detailed questions. At the electronics counter, "Hi, I'm looking for a laptop, but I'm not very technical. Could you help me figure out what I need?" Absolutely. What will you primarily use it for? Mainly for work. Lots of documents, video calls, some basic photo editing. Nothing too intensive. Okay, and what's your budget range? I'd prefer to stay under $800, but I want something that will last a few years. Perfect. Let me show you a couple of options that would work well for your needs. The key here is being upfront about your limitations. I'm not very technical, and your requirements. This helps the salesperson recommend appropriate options. Real shopping isn't always smooth. Sometimes things go wrong and you need to handle challenges in English. Let's prepare you for these situations. I bought this yesterday, but it doesn't fit properly. What are my options? I tried this at home and it's not what I expected. Can I return it? This item seems to be defective. Could you help me exchange it? I have my receipt right here. What's your return policy? I've been looking everywhere for item, but I can't seem to find it. Do you carry it? The website said this item was in stock, but I don't see it on the shelf. Is it possible to order this item? Cultural considerations and shopping etiquette varies significantly between cultures, and understanding these differences can make your shopping experience much smoother. Let me share some insights about shopping culture in English-speaking countries. Greeting and initial interaction in most English-speaking countries. Salespeople will typically greet you when you enter a store. Common greetings include, "Hi, how are you today? Can I help you find anything? Let me know if you need any assistance." You don't need to give a detailed response. Simple replies work perfectly. "I'm just browsing, thanks. I'm looking for something specific, but I'm okay for now." Actually, yes, I could use some help finding. Personal space and browsing. Most stores expect customers to browse independently. It's perfectly acceptable to pick up items to examine them, try on accessories like hats or jewelry, within reason. Ask to see items that are behind counters or in display cases. Take your time making decisions. However, be mindful of not leaving items scattered around, putting things back where you found them, approximately. Being respectful of other customers' space tipping and service expectations, unlike restaurants. Tipping is not expected in retail stores. However, exceptional service should be acknowledged with genuine thanks. Phrases like, "You've been incredibly helpful," or "Thank you for taking so much time with me," are greatly appreciated. Handling pressure. Some stores have aggressive sales tactics. You always have the right to say, "I need some time to think about it. I'd like to shop around a bit more. That's outside my budget right now. I'm not interested in additional warranties services." Remember, you're under no obligation to buy anything, regardless of how much help you've received. Advanced shopping strategies. Now that we've covered the basics, let's discuss some advanced strategies that will make you sound like a native speaker and help you get better deals and service. Building rapport with salespeople. Good. Salespeople want to help you find what you need, not just make a sale. Building a connection can lead to better service and sometimes better prices. Try these approaches. "I'm new to the area. What would you recommend? You seem to know a lot about these products. What's your personal favorite? I'm not in a hurry today, so I'd love to hear your honest opinion. What would you choose if you were in my situation?" Asking the right questions instead of just asking, "Is this good?" Try more specific questions. How does this compare to similar product? What are the pros and cons of this model? What problems do customers typically have with this item? If I buy this, what accessories or additional items will I need? Using social proof mentioning what others do can be very effective. My friend recommended this brand. Do you hear good things about it? I read online that this is popular. What's your experience with it? A lot of people seem to choose between this one and that one. What's the difference? Timing. Your shopping at the right time can improve your experience. Weekday mornings are usually less crowded, and staff have more time. End of seasons often mean better sales and clearance items. Ask about upcoming sales. Do you know if this will go on sale soon? Technology and modern shopping. Today's shopping often involves technology, and you need to be prepared for digital interactions even in physical stores. Mobile payments and apps. Do you accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay? Can I use my phone to pay? Do you have a store app with exclusive deals? Can I scan this barcode to compare prices? Online integration. Can I order this online for pickup? If I buy this in-store, can I return it online? Do you offer same-day delivery? Can you check if other locations have this item? Digital receipts and loyalty programs. Can you email me the receipt? Do you have a loyalty program I should join? How do I access my purchase history online? Can I get points or rewards for this purchase? Your shopping confidence action plan. Let me give you a practical step-by-step plan to build your shopping confidence over the next month. Week 1. Observation and preparation. Visit stores without buying anything. Just observe and listen to conversations. Practice. Key phrases at home using voice recording apps. Write down 10 items you actually need to buy in the coming week's week. Low-pressure practice. Start with familiar stores where you've shopped before. Practice one new phrase per shopping trip. Focus on stores with patient, helpful staff, often smaller, local businesses. Week 3, expanding your comfort zone. Try new types of stores. Practice asking questions even when you don't need. Help challenge yourself to have one complete conversation per shopping trip. Week 4. Advanced scenarios practice. Returning or exchanging items. Ask about sales, deals, or price matching. Shop for something outside your usual purchases. Ongoing practice. Keep a shopping phrase journal record. Yourself practicing difficult conversations. Celebrate small victories. Every successful interaction builds confidence. Common mistakes to avoid. Let me share some frequent errors I see English learners make when shopping, and how to fix them. Over-apologizing instead of, sorry. Sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry to bother you. Try. Excuse me. Could you help me find something? Being too formal instead of, good day, I would be most grateful if you could assist me in locating. Try. Hi, could you help me find? Giving up too quickly instead of walking away when you don't understand something. Try. Could you repeat that, please? I'm not sure I understand. Could you explain it differently? Could you show me what you mean? Not advocating for yourself. Remember, you have rights as a customer. You can ask questions. You can take time to decide. You can ask for a manager if needed. You can leave without buying anything. Conclusion. And your next steps. We've covered a tremendous amount of ground today. You now have the vocabulary, phrases, strategies, and cultural knowledge to handle virtually any shopping situation in English. But remember, knowledge without practice is just theory. Your homework, and I really want you to do this, is to go shopping for something you actually need within the next 3 days. It doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. Maybe you need toothpaste. Maybe you want a new notebook. Maybe you need groceries for dinner. Whatever it is, make it your English practice opportunity. Use at least 3 new phrases from today's episode. Ask one question you wouldn't normally ask. Have one longer conversation than you usually would. Push yourself just slightly outside your comfort zone and then celebrate that victory. I want to hear about your shopping adventures. Send me an email or leave a comment on our website. Tell me what went well, what was challenging, and what you learned. Your stories help other listeners realize they're not alone in this journey. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every confident shopper was once nervous about asking for help. Every fluent English speaker once struggled with the exact same phrases we practice today. The difference between learners who become confident speakers and those who stay stuck is simple. Practice. Not perfect practice, not mistake-free practice, just consistent, brave practice. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought. Shopping in English isn't just about buying things. It's about living your life in English. It's about independence, confidence, and connection. Every time you successfully communicate in a store, you're proving to yourself that you can handle English in the real world. Thank you for joining me on English Flow today. If this episode helped you, please share it with other English learners who might benefit.